Okay, so I'm Grasswalker. Hello and welcome to the first game of Group C of the Dota 2 Bottom Masters. We have on the Radiant side OpenAI Light Skill Shots versus Chrisbots Brackets Deprecated. This is abandoned software. So let's see how this goes for our two teams. Group C has had quite a bit of flack for being the dumpster group containing the worst teams, and I can see how people could think that, but one thing that Group C does have going for it is everybody should be relatively well balanced amongst each other. We've seen from the other two groups so far, Group A and Group B, that matches that you thought would be easy turn out to be completely the other way, and some of these bots function in weird and wonderful ways. So let's have a look so far. The drafts are complete. For Radiant skill shots, we have Luna, Lina, Crystal Maiden, Tiny, and Earthshaker. For the Dire side, Chrisbots, we have Void Spirit, Phantom Lancer, Ogre, Vengeful Spirit, and Bristleback. Bold choice to pick Bristleback. He has a 100% win rate in this tournament so far, I believe. They are smoked up. Chrisbots are on the loose. They've bought their items. They're going. Have a look at what we've got. So the skill shots, we have nothing but ones, angos, 2 branches, and then a wildcard slot. The OpenAI skill shots should always pick these 5 heroes if they can. Their purpose is to test for OpenAI the ability to land spells. So one thing that OpenAI does is it absolutely spams spells the entire game. Chrisbots, it's hard to explain what they do because they've been abandoned for just over 2 years. Ogre's running in. He's up to something spicy. Getting some information. That's quite dangerous though. That could be punished if other teams see that this is what they're up to. Put the last hits on.
30 seconds to
Phantom
battle.
Lancer running around the trees. Moving to this side. We have 2 heroes that are where the runes used to be back in the old days. They're not there anymore. But at least they're securing these ones. Ogre looks like he's about to bump into some people. Earthshaker and Tiny both saw him, but they decide against it because they know that's not where the rune spawns anymore.
The battle begins.
And my note of who's who just fell off, so I'll put that somewhere else. Alrighty. Luna purchases up Gauntlet of Strength. Looks like a bracer for her. Phantom Lancer, he's a mile away, so he TP's to lane. Venge running in. CM sees the Venge. There are 3 heroes here. No heroes making their way to act as a support for the Dire safe lane. Although this bait does mean that the Radiant safe lane is not function, like it's not there. They're not last hitting. They're not playing the game right now. Lina is farming up a storm mid. She has 3 CS. Is it a perfect first wave? Spoiled by that deny. If you don't want updates on the all chat, I don't know if there's a way to turn that off. But oh boy, do they like talking. Maybe I have team mute. Because what unfortunately the skill shot bots do is they tell you how their process is going, I suppose is the way to say it. So they will constantly communicate their last hits, their denies, their average damage, potentially. I'm not really sure what that is. That's Shaker and Tiny having an okay go of things up here. They have 3 CS each, so they're sharing it. Phantom Lancer only has 2 to his name. So our skill shot bots are... I mean, they're farming, but they're wasting all of their mana on creeps, and I'm not sure if that's the way to go. But they are aggressively using their spells, which is something to keep an eye on at least. Will they get this deny? Don't even try. Void Spirit gets a moment of solace because the Lina runs to go pick up Rune. She just throws that Dragon Slave completely off the mark. Barely even trying to land that, if you ask me. That was also a horrific throw of that. But a pretty calm and peaceful laning stage so far. We're seeing Radiant side getting a lot more CS out of the map. 965 to the 544 of the opposing team. Even the CM is out farming the Dire heroes, and this is on account of that spell spam. They're going for it. They're just using what they've got whenever they've got it, and the Crystal Maiden helps support that playstyle. I think that she should max the aura most likely. Frizbot's not quite aggressive enough to punish anything that's going on. They do get the Earthshaker low top. Just a little bit of that action. Now the farm is evening up. 985 to 875, sorry.
What have we here?
Tiny runs and steals the bounty rune, but he's not laning right now. Doing a little bit of a dance in the jungle. He's a bit confused. Doesn't know where to go. Baker's getting solo XP out of this, but I'm not sure if that's worth it. First blood, we just barely caught the tail end of it. Crisbots, they identify that these heroes are low on mana, low on health, and with 5 quill stacks, just stop body blocking the Bristle, and that would have been a double kill. Ogre sabotaging his friend. Bristle still wants to run for it, but she is away. Gonna run back though. Lena's gonna run here too. Fight recap. Ogre stun into a bunch of quills. That's all she wrote for First Blood. Frizbot's pulling away.
Dire's
The
middle
first
tower
kill.
is under attack.
The gold advantage is swinging towards OpenAI skill shots because they are just spamming spells on the wave to get money. But that can leave them weak when it comes to... Luna just died. I'm trying to watch them going in on this Phantom Lancer. Seems like I might have chosen poorly. If they don't get this kill, I look like a bit of a goober. They're chasing for it though. Oh boy, are they chasing for it. Oh, he stops. They don't have anything to cancel it. I mean, he does have 8 stick charges. He could definitely... Not even a stick, it's a full-blown wand.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now let's see what they're going to do from here. Mid lane, a crushing from Lina, 16 and 6 to 8 and 3. That time she throws the slave in the right direction. Aiming the stun to get a last hit but missing it is a complete waste of mana, unfortunately for them. Crystal Maiden stepping up a little bit far down here. We've seen Ogre Bristle get 2 kills in this lane so far. Luna's only level 2. She's not having a great time. They're thinking of initiating, but it's not your lane to make these kinds of moves. OpenAI skill shots were the favourites coming into this match. If you've seen what you've seen so far, I'm not sure if they still are. Huge XP lead for the Dire side, huge gold lead for the Radiant side. Contextually, of course, but with 5 minutes in, have an extra 1,000 gold is effectively winning every lane by 350 gold or about 7 last hits. In terms of items, both teams building up into stuff. Lots of braces on the Radiant side, with Nulls and Wraiths on the other side. Minus armor onto the Tiny, but without a stun or a slow, not much is going to happen here. Luna going in on the Bristle, decides to TP, but he gets rooted. This is quite dangerous if he starts spamming quills. Ogre punching them down. CM's slow. He has a stun and a slow, but I think that with just 1 more quill click... Oh, 2 more quill clicks. Ogre blocking her. She wands just in time. That was a nice little tricky play there. And she lives because of it. Nicely done. Regen rune for the Void Spirit. Lina would have loved that. Oh, wow. Laguna Blade mid. Jumps away, but that's not the end of it. Ogre's still chasing the CM. He runs at 280. He runs at 290. Match made in heaven. One is slightly faster than the other. 80 health, 90 health, he hits the 70. I think 2 more clicks. It's just a few too many to ask for. Tiny. We'll fight up here. Luna died again. We did catch that. Ogre seems to want to take the outpost, but you can't take outposts anymore unless a tier 2 is down. So Crisbots might be in trouble if they try to make that behavior a regular occurrence. CS looking interesting across the board. Lina actually has pretty decent CS. She's got 30 CS at 7.5 minutes, 8 minutes almost.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Wants to bottle up the rune. No rune there. Rune does spawn top.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bristle having a decent game. Voice Spirit a little bit confused. I feel like he's been running around here for a while now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think he just ate a fairy fire for no reason. You don't eat those like tangos, buddy. You eat them when you're in danger. Lina pushing mid, using her spells. Crystal Maiden's here with her. Use. Have a look at this net worth graph. 4 heroes descend on mid. Void Spirit, thing just off the mark, hits on an illusion, but they jump in. Anyway, it's 4 heroes. The Lina does get squashed. CM's a little bit too slow to make an escape here. Blocked by the creep wave, and she dies too.
It feels good to get that off my chest.
Not what you're looking for if you're an OpenAI skill shot fan. 5 kills on the board for Crisbots. The economy
Radiant's
still
middle
going the
tower is
way
under
of
attack.
OpenAI skill shots. They are farming well, but that's a spike down in the wrong direction if you're an OpenAI fan. Bristle, left alone to his own devices. That's why he's the top hero on the dire side. He's just farming. The other side's fighting. It's a 3v4 under the Radiant tier 1.
Dire's top tower is
Ogre,
under
Fire
attack.
Blast onto the Luna. They're all jumping
Radiant's
the Luna.
bottom
Focus
tower
Fire
is under
is
attack.
on, and she dies. Earthshaker's all that's left. Huge slam, huge Fissure onto 4. Laguna Blade, the damage is split, but you haven't actually killed anyone yet. They're all running away. Toss onto the Phantom Lancer. Dragon Slave kills 1. They decide to chase the Void Spirit. He's not the one you want to chase. He has 3 escape abilities. Echo just on him. Little bit of a dirty move there. Tier 1 tower, Lina stunned up under it. Huge slam down on the Venge. Toss and in. CM's deep now. Earthshaker's low, so's the Ogre. CM's tanking this tier 1, she's dead to that tier 1. Now Tiny's in a weird spot, he's a bit far under the tower. Being baited in by the low HP Ogre, about to be pulled back for the Void Spirit. What's it called? The Remnant. It's a bit of a
I would
massacre.
have called you ally.
That was a weird and a long fight, but it feels like 3 for 2 in the favour of Dire. But now Lina's in. She's right-clicking, kills the Ogre. PL now jumps the Lina. She doesn't have any spells yet, but she's soon to have a Dragon Slave. Throws it, hits on Void Spirit, stuns on the PL. She knows which one's real because she's cheating. Some of the bots do that. Some of the bots, they don't respect illusions whatsoever. Other bots, they treat illusions as if they're real heroes. There's no sort of middle ground. Laguna Blade onto the Venge. Now she's getting wrecked. Fissure, last bit of damage. Luna throws a glaive and she's dead. All of a sudden, it's a massacre. Ogre comes in, throws out the Ignite, stun, multicast 2 times on the Earthshaker, but he's running, he's clubbing the Lina. Oh my god, the Dragon Slave, now they're running, they're afraid now too. It's non-stop action over here. Fissure onto the PL. CM's the one that right-clicks him down. Ogre with the Avalanche. The Remnant now under the tier 1 tower. They're all so low. It's going to be a Voice Spirit. Dissimulate, Resonant Pulse, get out. Ogre Fire Blast, he's respawned into Simon's fight. The stun, he kills the Lina. The CM's next. Now the Tiny runs, baits him under the tower. Avalanche scares them off. Oh, that was like 7 minutes of fighting, right? And only 4 heroes died. They're chasing under the tier 2. I think Venge just dies for this, and she does.
Radiant's
They
middle
toss
tower
in the
is
Shaker,
under
and he gives her
attack.
the slam, but the Aether Remnant pulls him in, and now Tiny's a little bit left alone. Stunned, clubbed, dead. 2
Radiant's
for
top
1
tower
in
is
between the
under
tier
attack.
1 and tier 2. Oh, Luna finds a Lucent Beam. She's only level 4. Void Spirit is level 9. This is an extremely dangerous chase. Void Spirit's 8-0. He's having a perfect game. Ogre stuck between the 2 towers. Lagunaed up by the Lina. Found, stunned, killed.
Dire's bottom
That's the
tower
Venge
is
being
under
killed.
attack.
PL dives the tier 1 mid, gets met with the frosty voice. Crystal Maiden's freezing field, and
waste with you.
this game had no kills, it felt like, for 10 minutes, and now Void Spirit's about to get jumped in on. Lina pulled in, Luna running in, Lina diving. She's trying to man-fight the Void under the tower, but that's a bit sketchy. Stun onto 2, Dragon Slave onto 2. She's right-clicking, but it's the tier 1 that's killing her, and she's dead. Venge tossed onto Luna. Echo Slam. Here comes the Ogre Magi. He's getting right-clicked down now. Should they chase on him, or should they focus on this TP? It's a PL. He's coming in. They're under the tier 2 now. Go in on the Void Spirit. End his game. That's a 5 times mega kill streak they just got. Right, recap. 2 for 1.
Dire's top tower
It's a
is
massacre.
under attack.
Radiant Heroes getting the best of this. They make her. Oh, Luna throws down the ult and just massacres the PL. It's another kill on the record. Venge, TP's mid. She wants to fight. Venge was tier 1 maybe. This is all happening because of mid pushes.
Dire's structures
They're
are
saying
fortified.
ignore the Venge, get the tier 1. Glyph comes out, that scares them off. Tiny's running in. Shaker, Fisher, and the slam off the mark. But it's not needed, it's 4v1. What's it called? Earth Stomp, Enchant Totem.
Dire's middle tower.
Good
has fallen.
god. I don't realise just how many ability names that I kind of know but don't fully know if I'm not playing the hero and I can see what it's called. Toss of a creep onto the Ogre, Avalanche on 2. This looks like a massacre, overextended there. 3v2, cleaned up in the mid lane. The graph is looking spicy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bristle is standing and touching the outpost, but I'm not sure if he's doing anything else. Oh, we've got a Laguna mid. CM ult. Kills the PL again. Void Spirit thinks about going in, but then he jumps out with the Void Step? Astral Step. Ooh, taunts. Brings the Earthshaker back, but he's stunned and he's too far in and he's chained and he's dead. Venge stun. The Ogre stun finishes off the Earthshaker. And now the Lina has to decide, am I really going further in? Well, Shadow Amulet, this is cheesy. Because the bot can always use the Shadow Amulet and know exactly what millisecond it works on. There's a Sentry Ward though. It's like having permanent invis as long as your movement is a little bit hindered. Find the Venge, spot her out. Any disables? Lucent Beam in 1 second. It's available now. They just need to see a toss in, slam, right clicks, finish her off. PL, he's going in. He wants to fight. Avalanche clears up the PL illusions. Huge Lucent Beam, puts him at half. He's tread switching 100 times a second! But that doesn't help win the fight. He's dead. Tiny tosses the Ogre into the air. He's stunned. He's not getting very far. They choose not to dive. And this gold lead is getting further and further ahead for OpenAI skill shots. Who would have guessed? A bot that's designed to just click its spells every single second is doing really well because it's just spamming them out. Luna with the ult. A little bit wasted. Tiny throws a creep onto the Void Spirit, but that doesn't really achieve very much. Luna's on sort of the wrong end of their neighbourhood for this. Tiny's running in. Avalanche on 3, but I don't know if you want to be there. The tier 2's going to kill you. Echo Slam onto 1. Laguna Blade. He's tread switching 100 times a second. Luna's Lucent Beam kills him off. It is Lucent Beam. Ogre right click down. Now, Lina. She's low. Luna. She's low. The stun.
Dire's
Dead.
middle tower is under attack.
CM has the ult available. Is hasted. Hasted ult swapped by the Venge to cancel it. Astral no, the Void thing. Ada Remnant pulls her back and she dies in the end. It's a team wipe. Almost. Everyone except for the Lina dying for the Radiant side. Huge fight. Crisbots. We get in a bloodbath of a game. And it may not be technically excellent, but it's a good one, and I am fully enjoying this. Venge wants to take out the Lina,
Dire's top
stuns her
tower is
down,
under
puts down the
attack.
sentry. She's tread switching 100 times a second. It looks like it's killing her. It looks to me like she is dying from that tread switch. It's all just an illusion. Lina, Dragon Slave, she's under a sentry. She doesn't know she's under a sentry. Dragon Slave comes out, almost kills the Venge. Lina thinks she's safe. She's dusted, gets the stun, but she does die. The value sentry. Fisher comes out, slam, echo. It's not on cooldown. It's the enchant totem, it's the mini echo. They're chasing now. They have a lot of things available. Avalanche, Lucent being tossed onto the Void Spirit. He's dead now. Now they're diving too far. Turn around, Fisher the other way. He is bleeding to the Ignite and dies. Luna dies to the tower almost. 10 health and she lives. Bristle stopped playing the game.
Dire's middle tower is under
He's stuck
attack.
looking at the outpost. Can't take the outpost, but he wants to take the outpost and he has no backup script. There's nothing telling the Bristle, if you can't take the outpost, do something else. So it's a 5v4. Until a tier 2 goes down, that Bristle's out of the game. Tiny's trying to farm mid. Oops, CM. Ult, but it's cancelled for the Ogre. It's 2v2 mid. Tiny hitting the Ogre. PL hitting the CM. CM's under a sentry, but she doesn't know it. She thinks she's safe. It's the counter to the Shadow Amulet gaming. Put a sentry down mid and they don't know what to do. Crisbot's the first bot, I think, that I've seen
Radiant's top tower is
putting
under
down
attack.
sentry wards. Lina just rocks up
Doesn't
Laguna
it?
Blades and ends the life of the PL. And it looks like it's a crushing from the Radiant side so far, but it's an absolute bloodbath back and forth. Tiny hitting the mid tier 2, trying to get some push done. Now a fight breaks out under the tier 2. Echo Slam on 2. That sends the Ogre back to the base, kills the Venge, and secures them this tier 2. Huge push.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I mean,
Dire's
Dire
middle
side is
tower is
definitely
under attack.
missing that extra hero. They are feeling the absence of this Bristleback. OpenAI skill shots looks like it wants to go for a Rax, but we are only 19 minutes into the game and they do not have
Dire's
pushing
middle
heroes.
tower is under attack.
Don't get me wrong, Luna hits buildings hard, Tiny hits building hard if he picks up a tree. Ogre's going to come in, and he's just going to start eating the bouncing blades, which is providing additional damage onto the tier 3. Luna with the ult, the Eclipse comes out, Void Spirit's dead, Ogre's going low, and Tiny's like under the tier 4s. It's a disaster, there's a buyback, Luna swapped into the base. 3 kills so far. Lena turns up, she Laguna's an illusion, and she's dead too. The mid push does not end well. The high ground is not a safe place for the Radiant side. That's 4 dead. They got
Radiant's
the Ogre
bottom
buyback,
tower
but I
is
don't
under
think that
attack.
matters too much. It's 2k gold swing in the favour of the Dire side. What can they do with it?
I'm not good.
Because with Bristle not in the game, it's a 4v5, which is going to make this hard. And the next time a push like that
Radiant's
happens,
bottom tower
this
is under
tower
attack.
dies, and maybe so does a Rax. Tier 1 mid is going to die to this catapult. Unless they glyph it. The glyph is available. It's a free glyph. There's no reason not to have used
Radiant's
it.
middle tower
Luna's
has
running
fallen.
in at 30% health. Gets multicast
Radiant's
stunned and
bottom
clubbed with the
tower
Ogre.
has fallen.
She's dead! Now Earthshaker's finding himself a little bit too deep. Doesn't have any spells off cooldown. He's got part of what he thinks is a drum, but it's not a drum. Tiny goes in, he's stunned too. It's stuns galore. It's a massacre, 2 more kills. And now your gold lead's gone. It was once, what, a 5,000-6,000 gold lead? Now it's basically gone. CM gets caught out again. She uses the ult, but gets swapped. Huge Laguna stun on 2. That's double kill for the Lina. The CM's still alive in all of this. The PL's trying to run. He's tread switching, but I don't know what that'll achieve. He's stunned. He's dead. That's 3 heroes dead under the tier 2 on the Radiant side, and the CM lived through all of it. No idea how. She channeled her ult, got swapped into the thick of it, cancelled her ult, and somehow the CM lives. She's got double crown Rod of Atos recipe,
Dire's
but I'm
top
not
tower
sure
is under attack.
if that's how an Atos is made anymore.
Dire's structures are
Staff, 2
fortified.
crowns, and a recipe. She's got 2 crowns. Where did I see she had the thing? In a stash, is it?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Am I crazy? I feel like I saw in Crystal Maiden's inventory she had the Staff of Atos
Dire's top tower
recipe.
has
We've got
fallen.
Drum of Endurance recipe. Okay, we've got the mid push now. Echo Slam onto 3, immediately nukes 2 heroes down. Double buybacks from Void and PL. They don't want to lose Rax. Avenger's tread swapping, but that's not going to do anything. The glyph comes out and it's hitting everybody. The tower's all over the place. That's 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. CM's there, she's invis, but what, is she going to get away, or do they have a dust somewhere? Venge has sentries and dust, but somehow the CM, the sole survivor. That fight looking rough for the Dire side. Triple buyback, not what you want to see any day of the week, but it is a 2k gold swing in their favour. CM steps up a little bit too far. It's a triple multicast stun followed up with an Astral Stefan.
Such power is...
There's your slight delay to the 5-man wipe. This tower getting ever closer to death. The next push, this tower will go down. I said it about the last push, but I was wrong, and there's nothing else about it. Crisbots are jungling for neutral items. This is huge. So it looks like Luna accidentally jungled a Possessed Mask, but yeah, Void is actually going for jungle creeps, so he's going to pick up some neutral items for the team, and then it's like they get a whole extra slot of an item. Because stuff like this Dragon Scale, this Broom Handle, you'd happily pay, say, 1,000 gold for a Dragon Scale, I feel. It's definitely worth at least 500, that's the chain now. Luna gets caught, she's stunned, Earthshaker's going to try and save her. Earthshaker's not really doing anything to save her though. Cast the Fissure, cast the Enchant Totem. Luna, she needs to sort of start manning up, but she's not. It means that her and the Earthshaker are likely to die here. Ooh, Lena comes in with the Laguna, stun onto 2, Dragon Slave onto 2. She's right-clicking, Tiny tosses her in. Huge CM ult to slow the Ogre down, and he's dead too. It's a 2 for 2. Void Spirit, maybe a little bit too much jungling. PL, also jungling.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We're looking as a large wave is pushing the bot
Radiant's
tower.
Bottom tower is
I
under
get the
attack.
feeling that OpenAI Skills just wants to rush mid. And it looks like they're going to get this now. We're getting a fight in the jungle.
Dire's middle
Lena
tower
killing
is
off
under
the
attack.
PL. There's lots of him now,
Radiant's
but which ones are
bottom
real?
tower
It's
is
the one
under
that's
attack.
tread switching. He's revealing that.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh, she
has
hits the
fallen.
wrong one. Poor Dragon Slave. Poor Lightning Strike Array, sorry. Tower falls in the meantime. Void Spirit is too busy sort of stuck
Dire's middle
here.
barracks are under
He's been
attack.
stuck here for a lot of the game, and he's stuck here again. If your racks are getting hit, you should have some kind of code to leave the thing as it was, or leave here and just TP back when your racks are beginning to fall. But OpenAI skill shots look like they're going to clean this up, but oh boy did Crisbots make them work for this. Now the Luna's here, the Glaives are going to really start bouncing.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Luna pops the Eclipse, but it's kind of a really bad zoning Eclipse. Now they don't have it for the fight. Bloodlust on both towers is going to help propel the push. 5v3, they get the racks and then they're forced to leave. Bloodlusted towers, a little bit too much to worry about. Wrath. Tiny. They're going in on him. PL jumps in, there's like 6 of him. Now there's like 20 of him. Easy kill onto the Tiny. PL cleans him up. Buying decent items, Diffusal Blades up on him. Midas on the Ogre, that's good with the multicast. We've got the best parts of BKB for a couple of the cores on the Radiant side. I don't know how to get rid of this now. There we go. CM has ulted for creeps, potentially. Oh wow, I heard an Echo Slam. That's the dieback on the Void Spirit. That's a tragic miss. There's just so much going on. I was wondering what the CM was doing.
Radiant's top tower is
Ben's
under
just running
attack.
top. She has the best part of a BKB as well. Yasha is the choice for the PL. Ogre? Thinking of dewarding, it's all well and good to put a sentry there, but if you're not checking the high ground, are you really dewarding? Looks like we've got 3 heroes collapsing onto
Radiant's
Venge.
top tower is under attack.
They've at least got logic that they have the mid-racks. There's no reason to go for anything else.
Radiant's
They
top
share
tower has
Lucent
fallen.
Beam. They overlap the stuns a little bit. She's tread swapping 100 times a second. Stuns them. Oh, Laguna Blade cleans her up. An easy little pick off for the Radiant side. Lina finishes her Sange off the back of that, so maybe a Sange and Kaya.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know if Kaya existed when OpenAI was set to start building items, but I feel like Kaya's been around for a good long time now. Luna seems very confused that her drums build hasn't worked, and potentially going back for a BKB.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They are stealing the outpost. That's taken now.
Dire's top tower is under
Top
attack.
tier 2 is under attack. Tiny has a tree. Does not have the shard. His tree will run out of hits eventually. EPN from the Venge. We saw how this ended earlier. Venge versus 4. Top
Dire's
tier 2
top
goes
tower
down
has
without too
fallen.
much of a struggle. Venge. Lagoona'd. Lucent Beam. Toss in. Mini stun. And the whole shebang's wasted onto the Venge. This might prove to be beneficial actually as they keep running in. They want to land spells on heroes. They're a skill shot team. Toss. Sends the Luna and she does get the stun on the Void Spirit. Meanwhile, the Ogre gets a stun on the Lina, but he is the sacrificial lamb and he is dead. Buys back!
Yeah, you do.
Void Spirit teleports about 100 units. They decide we don't want top racks, we want to end the game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And oh boy, are they hitting it. Luna's glaives are bouncing
Dire's
everywhere.
structures are falling.
Glyph comes out. They don't back off. They don't glyph in return either. That puts their whole team very low. When Bristle's just standing there looking at a
Dire's
shrine
middle
and
tower is under
the other
attack.
3 heroes are walking up top, I don't know if it matters.
Dire's middle tower has
I
fallen.
think they could have ended there. Now the Dire squad running towards mid-ish, turns around. Like they're letting Radiant get out and heal. Their prize will be a tier 4 and the top tier 2. Lina gets caught out, she should not be there. Gets a stun on the Void, but
Minor
it
correction.
doesn't matter if you can land the skill shot if you're that deep. This has been a relatively close game. I mean, the gold is the furthest it has ever been, 6k, and it's been like around that the whole
Double
time.
damage.
Ogre, Midas, and Philosopher's Stone. This man's looking to get rich. Earthshaker bumps into the PL. This might not end well for him. Earthshaker BKBs, but that's not going to stop the right clicks. He's getting chased. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they're trying to get the Ogre. Which one's more likely to work? The PL's definitely got this. Oh, the Shaker Slam! Oh, he dies in the end. Meanwhile, on the other end of things, Tiny BKB's up. Facing the Ogre, not a good use of a BKB. Tosses a creep at the Ogre. Puts him low, but not low enough. Avalanche way off the mark for a skill shot team. Using TP while stuck. Okay. The Void Spirit got himself stuck. Maybe Astral stepped onto a cliff or something. Runs in. Tiny sort of bursts into about 2/3 health. And now here's the push again. We've got a
Dire's middle
catapult.
tower is
We've
under
got 5
attack.
heroes. We've got some creeps.
Radiant's bottom
They look
tower
like they're
is
willing
under
to
attack.
fight here. Again, the Eclipse is way off the mark. Meanwhile, bot tier 2 getting pushed. Non-stop action from these two teams. Honestly, people joke that Group C is the weakest of the groups, but I'm looking at two teams that pose some interesting threats. Kill off the Lina.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I would favour both of these two teams above some of the teams I've seen in Group A and B that have issues with items and skills. Both of these teams building items and using skills. They've fixed the Bristle now. The Bristle has been activated
Radiant's top
somehow.
tower is under attack.
He's now relevant to the game. He's even TPing back. So they've woken up the 5th hero. He's back in the game now, but he's only worth 4,000 gold. Turns out not playing for 20 minutes is not a great way into the game. BKB from
Radiant's top
Void
tower is
Spirit.
under
He's scared
attack.
of something. Tiny BKBs as well for the chase. Avalanche onto the creeps. Oh, now we've got an interesting fight. They've thrown the Luna in, but she doesn't have an Eclipse. She wasted it earlier. Tiny's gonna get right clicked down. Luna's running away. She's like, peace, Tiny. I don't know why you threw me in. And it's dead even. The gold differential is like less than 1,000. Oh, Luna hits the bristle. Elven Tunic found by the Void Spirit. Luna really wants this bristle, but I don't know if that's a chase you want to make. Void Spirit looking a little bit stuck, standing on the rune spot. He eventually picks that rune up and leaves, so he's not too stuck. Ogre and Avenge pushing bot.
Yes.
Got Earthshaker. He finds the PL in the jungle. If you don't slam now, you might not get a chance to slam due to the defusal taking all your mana. Turn around and slam. There's like 15 heroes. Just click it. Just click it. Oh, the Centaur creep! He lands the world's biggest war stomp. Oh. What a play! The Earthshaker's like, I don't have to use my Echo because our side has a Centaur creep in this camp and he's gonna land the biggest stun of the entire series. Lina's getting jumped. Void Spirit wants her, but he's getting right clicked down. Got lots of sentries on the map for the Dire side.
Radiant's
It's going to be
bottom
interesting
tower
to
is
see
under
what
attack.
wards those sentries hit in other matchups, because OpenAI Skill Shots does not place wards, so it just doesn't know a lot of what's happening in the game. But other teams, they place wards, and if
Radiant's
you put
bottom
sentries, you
tower
kill the
is
wards, you
under
take their
attack.
vision away. Frizbots could be a contender to go quite far in this tournament, to be honest.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They're struggling this game, but they're not getting stomped. This isn't a dominant performance by OpenAI Skill Shots. This is a really close and excellent game. The Lina's
Radiant's
going way
bottom
too
tower
deep.
is
She
under
steps
attack.
into the fountain, into the
Dire's
goon in the
middle
back
tower
of
is
Bristleback,
under
and
attack.
she's
Dire's
dead.
middle tower has fallen.
Ogre single-handedly pushing bot. They might Rax in return here. It's a bit of a base race, but the
Radiant's
throne
bottom
is
tower is under
exposed.
attack.
They need to
Dire's
come back and defend their
entrance is
throne.
under attack.
Do they have anything? They have the TPs. All of the heroes have TPs available, they're just not using them, and that's a little bit of an anticlimactic
Radiant
ending because there was no big fight, there was just Lina feeds to the fountain and then 4 heroes come and clean up the throne, but that was an excellent game. That was, I would say, the best game the Dota 2 bot masters so far, and both teams deserve a huge props for that performance. Non-stop action. As soon as that sort of laning stage came to an end, it was a lot. And some of the fights went on for so long. We had fights in the middle lane where Ogre comes in, he throws his little fire blast, he throws the other one. I can't think what it's called. It's like the slowing flame that does the tick damage. Ignite, that's the one. He throws the Ignite onto 3 or 4 heroes. He gets nuked, he dies. The Ignite fully burns, the Ogre respawns, he TP's in, the fight's still happening, he throws another Ignite, and it's just a full-on burnout. Radiant with less kills in the end, but showing that, listen, kills don't matter if you are the better farmed team that is pushing objectives. They took the first racks, they took the only throne of the game, they were on the ball, but I wonder if Bristle had not bricked and tried to hug that shrine, would Crisbots have run away with that game? Because that was really close. Decent item pickups from both sides. Both sides trying to build a drum but not quite knowing how is quite funny. Midas on the Ogre is a very cheeky build. Both sides taking some neutral items, but one side genuinely actively jungling to get them. But neutral items are a huge advantage, especially if the game goes, say, 27 minutes and you can start getting some of these tier 3s. That can completely change the shape of a game. In terms of the graphs, we had a really close game. It was about 6,500 lead at one point, and other than that, always within 5k to both sides and close game. As it started swinging back at the end, as Crisbots are about to start winning, that's when Radiant just throned them. The comeback was potentially there. We see here the development of the early game. You've got 5 Radiant heroes on top, like the 3-minute mark. Bristle gets a kill on the Luna, which sabotages her game and puts him quite up. The Bristle stays quite high up, and then at some point the Bristle decides, I'm going to stop playing the game, and he just stays at this like 3,000 net worth for the rest of the game. And then he sort of gets awokened around here and he starts playing again, but it's not soon enough for him to get anything going. The Void Spirit had an excellent game, the Lina had a good game, both of them top of the net worth for pretty much the whole thing. And Void Spirit and PL at the end were the top dogs. Wow. Excellent game. The victory does go to OpenAI Skillshot. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully this game has convinced you that Group C is not one to sleep on. This is going to be a good group to watch. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.